Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day to all of you, and welcome back to our lesson. And currently we are in week 8, okay? So you just had your mid-semester break, and we are going to continue with our lesson. As I promised you before this, I am going to explain to you about your next assessment that is going to be your oral commentary, or as we say, it's going to be a movie presentation. Okay, so what is oral commentary? So oral commentary is actually a presentation, an oral presentation. It is done individually, okay, and your presentation has to be based on English movies or TV series, okay, and altogether of your presentation is 25%. So your job, after you listen, after you watch this video, you have to decide on the English movie or TV series that you are going to choose as your presentation. Okay, so bear in mind that we are going to evaluate you based on your presentation. So it's not really important what the movie is all about. What is important is that your presentation has to be effective and that people can understand your presentation. Okay, so just find any movie that is interesting to you. It doesn't matter about other people that you are interested in, or any TV series. Okay, but if, for example, if you choose a movie that has more than one, for example, the Avengers, 1, 2, 3, Iron Man, 1, 2, 3. So you just have to choose one. Okay. So another example is like Toy Story. If you choose Toy Story 1, then just talk about Toy Story 1. You don't have to talk about the whole Toy Story franchise. Okay. Just choose one. Right. Okay. So we are going to take a look at what is this assessment is all about. Correct. First, it is going to be a 5-minute individual presentation. Okay, so the platform that we are going to use is Google Meet. So everybody must attend during the presentation. Okay, so it is going to be conducted in week 11. So I wrote here the date for week 11 is 28th of December, Monday, until week 12. Another Monday is 4th of January 2021. So we are going to make sure that we manage to finish all of the presentation within these 2 weeks, week 11 and week 12. And afterwards, week 13 and week 14, you are going to spend it to finish your evaluative commentary. Alright? Okay, so for your movie presentation, uh, the turn for the presentation will follow the attendance name list. So I'm going to provide the attendance name list for you to refer. Okay, so we are going to follow number 1 until the last person. Alright, so I'm not going to tell you specifically when you're going to present. Just be prepared. The first person obviously is going to present, on the first date, and the last person obviously is going to present on the last date. Uh, so make sure that the platform that you're going to use is Google Meet, and everybody must attend. Okay, so you have to prepare PowerPoint slides. It's up to you whether you wanted to use PowerPoint or you have any other ways or platform or method that you want to use. But it has to contain these elements, the 5 subtopics that you need to have in your slides. The first one is cast and characters. So if the story has a lot of characters, you just focus on the first 5 main characters. Okay, and next explain just briefly about the plot. So what is plot? I'm going to explain to you later. And then explain what are the moral values that you learn from the movie or from the story, and how does the movie or the TV program affect your views towards life. And lastly, would you recommend the movie to others? If it's a yes, why? If it's a no, why? Okay. So again, just remember that you have to provide all these things, and we are going to um, fit all of these subtopics in the 5-minute presentation. So make sure that it is briefed, and if you are not sure, then you need to practice before the time for your presentation. Alright, and make sure that you do not exceed the 5 minutes time limit, and make sure that it is not too short, because if it's too short, then it's going to be a problem for me to give you or to award you marks. And if it's more than 5 minutes, then it's going to be too lengthy, and we need to spend time to give the opportunity to other people to present their presentation as well. Alright, so be very mindful about that. Okay, now what is a plot? Now let's take a look at how to explain the plot. Plots contains of these elements: exposition, conflict, rising action, the climax, falling action, and resolution. So you just have to decide based on the story, what is the exposition or the introduction of the characters, what happened, and then what is the conflict or the struggle, usually the struggle between opposing forces that drives the action of the story. Okay, so that is the conflict. And then the rising action, what happened to rise towards the climax, the portion of the story where the conflict increases, and what happened in the climax. Did somebody died, or explosion, things like that, the peak of action and conflict. And then after the climax, we are moving towards falling action, the portion of the story where the conflict decreases, and lastly the resolution, or the outcome of the conflict, or the ending of the story. So what happened then? So make sure that you are able to explain the plot very brief, about 1 minute, because you are given 5 minutes. So just estimate that you need 1 minute to talk about each of the element that I have asked you to provide. Okay, so usually during your presentation, make sure that you greet the examiner, that you greet the lecturer and your friends, and also introduce yourself, and then introduce the title of your movie. Okay, and then explain the genre and the setting. Okay, is it the past, is it the present? The genre, is it action, is it thriller, is it adventure, romantic, is it a comedy? And next, you introduce the characters. Remember, if you have a lot of characters, just focus on the first 5, or even the first 3 if it's that important. Usually you have the hero, you have the antagonist, the protagonist, the good guys, the bad guys, just the important characters. Next, introduce the plot, just like I have explained to you, the plot. And remember, do not give a full summary of the movie. That is very boring. So within the 5 minutes of the presentation, do not just focus on the summary of the movie. I'm not asking you to do that, because I need you to explain about the other elements as well. For example, the moral values, and whether you recommend the movie or not. So spending time on explaining the summary of the movie is not recommended, and it is considered as very boring. Okay, you can also give critiques, for just like I mentioned, whether you recommend the story or not. Okay, what are the moral values? All stories has its own moral values, so I ask you to provide me with 3. Okay, so try your best to come up with the 3 moral values that you can find from the movies or the TV program that you have chosen. Okay, so is there any memorable scene? But if it's not important, then you can actually skip this part, as long as you must adhere to the time limit, the 5 minutes time limit. Okay, so give me a recommendation, whether you recommend the movie to your friends, yes or no, or and then you can give your overall rating. This is optional. And then at the end of your presentation, do not forget to thank your audience. Okay, finally, so the content of the presentation, just like I have explained to you before, now you have to make sure that you also focus on your delivery. For example, your facial expression, your eye contact, your body language, hand gestures, voice projection, intonation, and fluency. I know that this time, because it's an online presentation, so the delivery could be challenging. But with practice, I know that everybody can make it. Next, the use of visual aids. For example, if you're using slides, make sure it is clear, interesting, it is not crowded, and it is efficient. So you just put what is important. Okay, so don't use too many colors, too many animation, too many sounds and effects. It's not going to help. And remember, visual aid is to aid, or it's to assist your presentation. It is not the main presentation. Okay, so the main presentation is still you talking about the movie that interests you the most. All right. And obviously, because this is a language class, so the English language that you use needs to be in clear sentences, it has to be coherent, and be mindful of the choices of words and the use of linkers. For example, first of all, other than that, in addition, on the other hand, so as a conclusion, all in all, the use of linkers. And do not curse. Okay, so no vulgar words. Please do not curse. All right. I know that it's very common for us to speak when informally using cursing words, but please bear in mind this is an academic presentation, so please don't curse and refrain yourself from using vulgar or cursing words. Okay. Alright, so this is a warning because it happened before. Do not show any trailer or videos because you have 5 minutes. And make sure that within that 5 minutes, I am able to see your ability to speak using English language and your ability to present in a professional and formal manner. Okay? And next is do not exceed the 5 minutes time limit. We have a lot of other people to present as well. Okay, so I'm going to give you the first warning to indicate that 4 minutes has passed by, so it is time for you to conclude. Or probably within the 4th minute, you can only talk about or explain the last slide. And then the second bell or the second warning is for you to stop altogether. Okay, so and then I'm going to finalize the marks to be given to you. And this is very, very important. Please, no reading. Do not read. I know that some of you are going to prepare scripts in front of you, or probably you have like scripts on your phone, and you're going to browse using through your phone. So make sure that it's not really visible, or be very subtle about it. Okay, probably you can put your phone in front so that we won't see that you are actually reading. And how to make sure that you are not reading is by keeping an eye contact. Even though I'm looking at the camera right now, I'm not looking exactly at you. I don't know when you're going to watch this video, but I know that I'm talking to you by looking at the camera. So this is how this is what it means by maintaining eye contact in this digital and online era. Okay, so you don't have a lot of audience in front of you, but you have the camera in front of you. So you have to talk and look at the camera as if you are talking to your audience. And I know using Google Meet, you know that we are going to watch you live. And please make sure that you, even if you have like notes with you, you don't just put your head down and then read on the whatever notes that you have with you. You have to maintain eye contact as well, right? And last but not least, for the others, please others, for the others who are going to listen to the presentation, please be a good listener or a good audience, the way you would expect people to be when you are presenting. So kita jaga kita, so we support each other. Alright. I think the most nerve-wracking part is the audience respond to you while you are presenting. So that is quite nervous for people, isn't it? So as the audience, we try to help our friends by supporting them, by showing our interests and our support positively, no judgment. We are all learning here. So the support and the understanding from others is very helpful. Okay. And I understand that everybody is going to be nervous, especially when you are presenting in English in front of people and when it is evaluated. Okay. So everybody will be nervous. So as the audience, the least that we can do to help our friend is by being a good listener or a good supporting audience. Okay? Alright. Okay, so next I am going to give you some online presentation tips. I know that this is new for me, for everybody as well. So when it's time for you to present, okay? So please make sure that first, no distracting background. For example, when you are presenting, choose to sit at a place where there is no distracting background. For example, people coming in and out, or you choose to sit at the kitchen where your mom is cooking, with all the machines and the probably the sound of the vacuum cleaner. So please choose a neutral background where there is less distraction, because it's going to be very difficult for the audience as well to focus on you if we have like people moving, coming in and out. Probably your sisters, your brothers, your nieces are coming in and out, isn't it? Okay, so first make sure that you no distracting background. Okay, next is to mute all notification on your computer and your handphone. Okay, so you are going to present and you are going to share your screen, right? You don't want people to see any of your private messages or your private email or your notifications. And please close your WhatsApp, your Telegram app from your computer, because the sound from and also sometimes the notification from the WhatsApp web is going to appear and it's going to be a distraction. Okay, so just put it off for 5 minutes during your presentation. Okay, but even though you are going to present for 5 minutes, the preparation for you need to do it earlier on, right? Okay, and next is to find a privacy and secluded place. This is also for you. Find a place where you can actually focus on your presentation. Okay, not some place where people can access. Your brothers or sisters are going to come in because they are staying in the same room. So okay, just find a place where you can actually be on your own and focus on the presentation. Okay, next is to make sure that the lighting is there, so that whether you're going to use natural lighting or you're using a selfie light, it's very important for us, the audience, to see you clearly. Okay, and next is to make sure that the mic is clear. If you're using your laptop mic or your computer mic, make sure it is clear, because the quality of the sound can actually interfere with the quality of your presentation. So if the mic that you have with your computer is not really clear, then probably you can use a headphone with mic. Okay, for example, the one that I have here, like this one. Okay, even if I don't use this one, I can actually use just using my microphone mic. It's actually quite clear. So if so therefore you need to test the presentation first. You need to test everything. If your mic is not clear, then please make sure that you have this, or the hands-free that comes together with your phone, and make sure that we can hear you clearly. And remember, the other thing is that when you're sitting in front of your fan, in front of the fan, the sound of the fan might interfere with the noise during the presentation. Okay, so be mindful about that part as well. Okay, so next is when you sit down, please sit down comfortably, not too comfortable like this, or no slouching. Okay, so sit clearly, comfortably, sit straight, as if you are going to present, just like what I'm doing right now. I can sit to I can sit in any other way, but because I'm presenting and I need to look presentable, right? So I know that you are going to be at home, and then please be mindful of the clothes that you're wearing, too not too informal, and the rest of us are going to see you and watch you, and again, you are going to be graded. So whatever you wear is going to be, please pay attention to that part as well. Wear a presentable clothing, not something that is too fancy or too formal. You don't have to be formal about it, but not too, don't wear your sleeping attire, your pajamas, your kain pelikat, and your macam your t-shirt. Okay, so just choose something that looks comfortable and also presentable, right? And next, if you choose to stand up, find a way or find somebody to control the slides for you. Some students or some people choose to do the presentation standing up because they are not comfortable presenting standing down. So you can do that as well, but you need to find a way, how to control the slides for you. Okay, so I leave it up to you for your online presentation. Go to YouTube or online. There are a lot of tips and tricks shared by people all around the world on how to deliver a good online presentation via using Zoom platform or Google Meet. Okay, so this is all new for all of us, and please, we are trying our best to make it as successful as possible. I don't want to have any problem. We try to limit as minimal as possible of the problems. So bear in mind all of these reminders, and the rest of the notes, I will share with you the rest of the notes later in the Google Classroom. So now I'm going to share with you how you are going to be evaluated, or how marks will be given to you. 25%. Okay, so this is how it is going to be evaluated, based on the content, based on your delivery, visual aids, and also your language. Okay, so what is content? Content, 7 marks. Overview of the plot, the main characters, okay, and your overall opinion. So that is why if you only focus on the summary or on the plot of the movie, then you did not fulfill the content expectation. Alright? And the delivery, of course, the voice projection, your eye contact, your facial expression, whether you're sitting straight or not, that is 5 marks. And the use of visual aids is 3 marks. If you have visual aids that is helping you with your presentation, it's appropriate, and then obviously there's no problem for you to get full marks for this area. Okay, so make sure that it's not too crowded. Don't use a lot of too many colors. Okay, not too many sounds and whatnot. Okay, and last but not least is language. That is 10 marks. So for language, excellent, good, satisfactory, average, or weak. So the language use, obviously the words that you use, the grammar, the accuracy, the fluency, how comfortable you are talking about the movie or the TV program. Okay, so that is how you are going to be evaluated. Now going back to the slides, Okay, my final note before I end this video and this lecture is that when you choose the movie, please make sure that the movie that you choose is an English-based movie or TV program. It doesn't matter from which country, but the language used in the movie has to be in English. It cannot be Hindustan like Three Idiots, or it cannot be in any of the Korean movies or Korean drama. Okay, even if you choose a TV series, please make sure that it is also an English TV series. Okay, so if you are not sure whether the um, movies is acceptable as a presentation or not, you can actually PM me and ask me first, and then after that I can respond to you, and then you can continue with the preparation for your presentation. So please avoid talking using vulgar movies that is too explicit. Try to choose a movie that is family friendly, child friendly, okay, and not to 18 years and above kind of movie, because again this is an academic setting. We are going to evaluate you based on your um, the ability for you to speak and present using English language. uh, the type of movie that you like, you don't have to share it with the rest of the world. You can keep it to yourself. Just for the sake of presentation, for the movie presentation, just choose a movie that is safe, that is watchable by kids and old people alike, by your parents. A movie that you're not going to be ashamed when you watch together with your parents, for example. Alright, so be very mindful. Even if it's a thriller, make sure that it's appropriate for everybody to watch. Okay, if you like a more dark satirical type of movie, then you can watch that at your own time. You don't have to present it. You don't have to choose it and present it to the rest of your friends. Okay, so again, be very very mindful. The topic or the title that you're going to choose, make sure that it's family friendly and something that you can watch with the rest of the people together. All right. Okay. I think that is all. If you have anything, you can always ask me. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.